Good morning, everybody. My name is Mike at Filmboy24, and Merry Christmas. Merry Chris, or Happy Hanukkah, or whatever. We celebrate Christmas here in my house. If you don't, then I suggest you just celebrate Happy Day. Happy insert your name here day. Anyway, what we have today, that is really corny. We have some 7294. That's the new Ektachrome 100D, if you're not aware. If you've been living under a film rock, a rock made of celluloid. 100D, the new stuff. My Canon 514 XL, daylight, and a tad bit at night. So I hope everyone's enjoying their holidays. I know we are. I have 2 kids, so it's really a lot of fun this time of year. A little tiny bit stressful, as you probably know if you have children. But we really enjoy it, and I hope that you also are enjoying the holiday season. What I decided to do, well, okay, let me start by saying I have a few rolls of this new Ektachrome 100D, and I try to shoot a roll every so often. It's not my favorite film, but it's a fun film. So what I wanted to do this time, the sole purpose, was to see how well 100D, it's a reversal film, so it's really meant to be projected, and it's beautiful when it's projected. But I wanted to see how it would perform in full auto exposure, in my absolute favorite Super 8 camera, my Canon 514 XL, at night. That's right, I said at night. 100D at night. Typically, you don't want to shoot 100D at night unless you got tons of lights, because it's a relatively slow speed film, and slow speed film is typically not what you want for night scenes. The other thing I wanted to try, initially I wanted to shoot this roll during the day because I wanted to test my chemicals. See, I like to try to keep good notes on processing and processes and just a lot of interesting facts about my processing, because I process all of my own film. I shoot it, I process it, and I scan everything myself. I don't use labs. So I had these chemicals here, and I store them in these they were drain cleaner containers. So I know they're chemical safe because it really isn't much more caustic chemicals than drain cleaner. So these are 1 liter containers. They're relatively light proof. I think completely light proof, and they're spill proof, and they hold my chemicals. So I keep all of my E6 stuff right underneath the sink, right in you know, like easy reach of the children and the pets and whatnot. Don't do that, I'm kidding. So I do keep them in a dark, dry place. E6 chemicals, I use the 3-bath. I get this at FPP. I use the 3-bath kit. It uses the First Developer, Color Developer, and the Blix, which is your bleach and your Blix. The film is reversed chemically, not you don't re-expose the film to light. That's what gives it its reversal or slide film positive look. This typically lasts about 3 months after you've mixed it. That's kind of what I've seen, but I used to use it a lot, and now I don't use it all that much. So this batch of developer, let me find the First Developer. I put a little note here on it. I mixed this batch in May, on May 30th of this year, of 23. So, I mean, we're over 6 months that this stuff's been sitting. And I usually put a little dot with my Sharpie every time I do a Super 8 roll. Well, I did that. I had only done 2 rolls of Super 8 with this, and I like to get at least 10 or 12 rolls of Super 8 with a batch, and I didn't want to throw it out. So that's where this little fella came into play. I wanted to shoot this roll to see if I could get anything at all out of this particular batch of chemicals. So with that, I just wanted to see how much I could get out of my chemicals. Again, over 6 months old since I've mixed them, only used twice, so that's why I shot this roll initially. So I started shooting this roll during the day, and about the first 20 to 23-ish feet are from the daytime, which is when you really want to shoot this. My family and I, we went shopping at these big outlet area in Daytona Beach, and I took the camera along and I started filming some stuff there, and then it got a little bit boring, so I quit filming there. And then when we got home, I realized that I wanted to see what this stuff would do at night. I've never shot this at night. So I kept it in the camera, and we got in the car and we went and looked at Christmas lights. What better way to, you know, experiment with this film at night than with Christmas lights? La 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 la. I won't, yeah, no, we won't go there. So from the car, well, we actually got out at my city park near our house. We got out and walked around, and they have some lights. Now, I did learn a lot. I learned a lot with this, and you're going to see in a second, as it relates to filming 100D at night. Pretty pitch blackout, nothing but Christmas lights, the strings of Christmas lights for my illumination. You're going to see exactly what happens when you do that. Now, bear in mind, I am not a professional lab. I like to think I am, but that's just in my own mind. I do everything myself, like I said earlier, so this is home process and it's home scanned in 2K. So without too much more of this, 18 frames per second, I'm going to show you the film right now. We'll be right back. Okay, so there you have it. So like I say, it's not, I mean, the daytime shots aren't bad. There's, it's kind of dark. You typically you want to overexpose this film by about one stop. There is not a lot of latitude with 7294. It's very similar to the prior 100D, the 7285 that Kodak had. You really should overexpose them just a little bit because you need a little bit of latitude if you're going to scan them. Now, if you're just going to project them, which I highly recommend, I love projecting this film, and it looked a lot better when I projected it than what you just saw. But there isn't a lot you can do with it when you scan. I have a middle-of-the-road scanner. I use the Movie Stuff Retro Scan equipment, And it's a pretty good scanner, but it's not, you know, it's not a scan station, and it's not a Wolverine either. So it's right in the middle. It's a middle of the road. So I do the best I can with my scans and with my processing, and of course with my shooting. So maybe there's a little more that can be pulled out of this with a higher end scanner. I don't know. I probably never will know. But I do know that it didn't look too bad when I projected it. So what did I learn? Well, I learned that you really don't want to shoot 100D at night with just Christmas light illumination in pitch black conditions. And I did okay with my chemicals after a little over 6 months, or about 6 months of them sitting underneath my sink, and were only used twice. So I feel relatively comfortable using my chemicals after a certain amount of time. Now, maybe I should have done a little test strip, but to be quite honest with you, I was almost certain that the dark parts of this film weren't going to come out at all. So I wasn't really that concerned with using this as just simply a test roll. I figure if it came out, I'd probably show you the results. If it didn't, well, we'd go a different route. I'd shoot some vision stock out there at night. I do want to shoot some 16mm, like a 250D at night, and see if maybe that might help a little. We're a little faster speed. It's 16mm. Beautiful. So keep an eye out for that. I don't know if I'm going to make it out and be able to do that before the holiday season is over, but I would like to try. If you enjoyed this little demonstration and this lovely video, this Christmas edition video, you see Clark W. Griswold up there with his hat on, his matching hat? Yeah. Hit the like button for me. I would greatly appreciate it. It really helps out a lot. I want to start 2024 with a bang. And I want, you know, well, it helps to get the video out in front of a couple more people. That's all. So if you liked it, give me the little thumbs up. If you think I've earned it, well, you see that. Maybe you want to subscribe. Hit the little bell so that you do not ever miss an episode. And I live stream typically every Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. If you're around 2 p.m. Eastern Time on Sundays, if I'm going to cancel one, I put it up in my community tab, usually the day before. But most of the time we have them. I'm on like live stream 31 or 32 now, so we have a lot of fun. We just go back and forth and chat film stuff. Almost usually always just kind of an open topic discussion. So I hope to see you there. We have an awesome group of people that like to chime in. So join us, won't you? Until the very next time that I see all of your beautiful faces, and it might just be 2024. This might be the last one. I'll see all of you on the very next go around.